Hello and welcome. My name is Candace and I'm with Gentle Yoga for Everyone. Today we're going to flow through yoga postures that will increase alertness and promote clarity. So let's get started. We always begin our yoga practice with warming up to prepare our body for the various postures we're going to flow through. So we're going to start in a sitting position. We'll have our legs crossed, the arms resting on the legs. We're going to bring awareness to our heart. So take a breath and begin to lift your heart and notice how your spine lengthens. So right now we're stretching muscles in the back. Gravity is engaging the hips. And let your low jaw be relaxed, gaze downward towards the tip of the nose, and just really connect with the flow of breath. In through the nostrils, and on the exhale, releasing through the mouth, making a sound. Let your breath be long and deep. On the exhale, let your body soften and relax. Right now, by breathing this way, we're adding oxygen into the body, into the bloodstream. Very good for the body, promoting alertness and clarity. The next breath allows the arms to rise and extend. Guide your fingertips to flow towards the outer walls and your palms are facing forward. Squeeze those elbows, and the next breath guides the arms to rise overhead. This is a great way to engage the shoulders, warm up the arm muscles. As we exhale, we're going to rotate the arms inward, guide them closer, palms will touch. Let's begin to soften the elbows, guide them to bend, and we're breathing. We're nice and fluid, the heart is lifted, and when you connect with the center bone of your chest, your sternum, relax your elbows and bend the fingers. Clasp your hands and begin to circle your hands to the left, nice and slow. And this will engage the wrists, the hands, very good for the tendons in the hands and fingers in the wrist. Now let's flow opposite direction. Keep breathing. Very nice. Allow the hands to be still. We'll lift the elbows and flatten the palms. Rotate the palms away from the body. Take a breath. On the exhale, press the hands forward. Your elbows will straighten. On the inhale, we bend elbows, lift the heart. Press forward, and now we're stretching muscles in the arms and shoulders. Very nice. Let's lower the elbows. Straighten fingers, release, and guide the arms to extend. We'll have the fingertips placed on our mat. And we're going to lift our knees, uncross the ankles, guide the feet forward, flexing your toes, pull your toes towards your body. Awesome flow, lift the arms up, and then we'll twist to the right, nice and slow for a nice spinal twist, and then we'll come center and take a breath. On the exhale, let's twist opposite direction. And as you exhale, guide your navel inward. This activates the abdominal wall. The next inhale guides you to neutralize the spine. From here, we'll release the arms. Keep your heart lifted. Move with a purposeful flow, guiding the fingertips down. And from here, we'll bend our knees. With the knees bending, we're going to embrace the thighs, give the thighs a loving hug, walk the feet closer to the body. Awesome flow. From here, we can lift our left foot and lower. We're engaging core. Next breath, we lift the right foot and lower. Awesome flow. We're going to release the thighs, guide the knees to fall to the left. Use your right hand to capture the ankle, bring the heel towards your glute. Adjust the front foot as necessary. Now we're going to engage the hips. We'll lift up the right glute, lower it. Lift the right glute and lower. Awesome flow. Both knees flow up. And now the knees fall opposite direction. We'll use the left hand to capture the ankle, guide the heel towards our glute, adjust the front foot, focus on left glute, lifting and lowering. Take a breath, lift and lower. Awesome flow. Both knees flow up. We'll connect what is called into the easy pose. Adjusting sit bones is necessary. Let's place our palms to touch, thumbs rest on the sternum, and we'll gaze downward. We're going to gaze down and connect with how the heart is beating. Connecting with the rise and fall of the chest. And this will be a time to connect with our heart energy. From here, we can blink the eyes open a little wider, more alert, more clarity. From here, we'll start now with the yoga flow to increase alertness and promote clarity. We're going to start in a dolphin pose. So let's guide the knees to rise, uncross. Release your hands, turn towards your side, and flow to a tabletop, all fours position. Let's check the alignment of the body, noting how the knees are below the hips. If not, adjust accordingly. And the wrists are below your shoulders. You're gazing at the center space between your hands. So for our dolphin pose, let's now bend our elbows, rotate the hands inward so the palms face each other, and you're going to clasp your hands. Be mindful to keep your elbows beneath your shoulders, so make any adjustments that you might need. From here, we're going to flex the toe prints and bring your toe prints onto your mat. Guide your chin towards your collarbone and you're gazing at your thighs. From here, we're breathing deep and the blood is beginning to flow towards the head, which is wonderful. Keep your eyes open and alert. We're going to inhale and lift the knees up. Go slow and go at your own pace. So we guide the knees to rise from our mat. Our chin is flowing towards the collarbone. And this is a dolphin pose. So in dolphin pose, it's okay if your heels are not on the mat. That's perfectly fine. Dolphin pose is a wonderful posture to allow the oxygen-rich blood to flow into the brain. And that's why the breath is so important in yoga, because with each inhale, we guide oxygen into the lungs, and the oxygen from the lungs flows into the bloodstream. And all that oxygen-rich blood can now flow into the brain, which is very good for improving focus and concentration. It's important to keep your eyes open when you're in this posture. And some added benefits of the dolphin pose are that we are also strengthening our arms, our shoulders, and this is good for the back as well, because we are inverted, so there's no pressure on the low back. So this is very, very good for the body. The knees are receiving benefits because we're squeezing them, strengthening the tendons in the legs. From here, we're going to take a breath and we're going to begin to soften the knees, and we'll gently place them on our mat. Let's point our toes so the toenails are on the mat. Pull your belly button in and then let your glutes flow to your heels. Release your hands. Your palms will slide to your mat, and walk your hands away from your body. Allow your forehead to rest on your mat. Alternatively, you could bend your elbows and create a stacking and have like a little pillow for your forehead, and you can rest your forehead on that. So in yoga, always listen to your body and be very gentle with your body. And this is considered our resting posture. This is a child's pose, allowing us to elongate our spine, allowing us to engage the tendons and muscles in the feet and ankles, and toes, all the way up to the hips. So many benefits in this child's pose. From here, we're going to take a breath and we're going to begin to rise up. So let's breathe, lift the backside up and bend our elbows. So now we have the elbows bending. Notice how your elbows are directly below your shoulders. Bring your chin towards your collarbone and connect with how your heart is beating. From here, we're going to flex the toe prints onto our mat and prepare for another variation of dolphin pose. This one, we have our hands flat on the mat. Let's take a deep breath and begin to lift our knees up. And we're guiding our tailbone towards the ceiling. We're encouraging the heels to flow to the mat, but we're remembering the importance of being gentle with the body. So we don't want to force it, and it's okay if our heels hover over the mat. We're really strengthening the muscles in the legs as we do still receive benefits of the inverted posture, the blood flowing to the brain. So good for brain function, memory, clarity. Connect with the sound of your breath as it enters your body. As you exhale, allow your low jaw to be relaxed so that your tongue is resting in your low jaw. Wonderful flow. On your next exhale, we're going to now begin to soften the knees and guide them to bending. Gently placing our knees on our mat, pointing our toes, guiding our glutes to flow towards the heels, pulling the belly inward, encouraging the shoulders to open up, and either the hands are walking forward or you can return to the stacking the arms position that we did earlier. In yoga, always listen to your body, always be gentle with your body, always let your breath be very full. This is a great way to strengthen the tendons in the shoulders, very good for the shoulder rotator cuff as we flow into this resting posture of child's pose. From here, we'll now prepare for our down dog. Let's focus on our hands. We're going to take a breath and press the palms into the mat and begin to lift the backside up. Keep that navel pulling in, and we're going to flow to an all fours position with our shoulders aligned over our wrist. And now we're going to flex our toe prints onto our mat. From here, we're going to lift our knees up. Let's breathe as the knees rise. Let's stay on the ball and toes of the feet as the tailbone flows towards the ceiling. And as we exhale, we encourage the heels to lower. It's okay if your heels don't lower, that's okay. Always be gentle and move slow. Go in increments. Allow your breath to guide your body. So we are now in a down dog posture. And in the down dog position, we are receiving many benefits in addition to being inverted.
we are receiving the benefit of strengthening our shoulders and also strengthening the elbows, which are an important hinge joint. So the elbows are facing each other. The inside of the elbows are facing each other inward. We're strengthening our wrists, and we're keeping the fingers spread very widely. By spreading the fingers widely, that creates a tripod effect, which takes some of the weight of the upper body off of the wrist. Now, in addition to strengthening arms and shoulders, we're also strengthening the spine. We're engaging our core. So be mindful to actively press your heart in the same direction as your toes. Notice the movement you get in your spine. Very good for the spinal cord. The knees are straight, and the breath is full and easy in this down dog posture. The blood is flowing to the head. We have our eyes open and alert. Every time we're inverted with the head below the hips, be sure to keep your eyes open for focus and balance. Let's take a cleansing breath through our nose, filling the lungs completely. And on our exhale, we're going to begin to soften the knees, guide them to bend so we can gently place them on our mat. Pointing our toes, toenails on the mat, guiding the navel in. Our backside flows towards the heels. Belly is pulling inward. We release and flow downward. Guiding the forehead to rest on the mat or hover, whatever feels best for you. Connect with the beating of your heart. Notice the pulsing of the heart. Notice the rhythm of the heart. Breathe so deep that you can feel it behind your heart. On your exhale, allow your body to soften and relax. From here, we'll focus on hands, pressing the hands into the mat, lifting the backside up, flowing back to an all fours position. Preparing for down dog, the wrists are below the shoulders. The fingers are spread very widely, and then we flex the toe prints onto our mat. With our toe prints onto our mat, the chin is flowing towards the collarbone. We're gazing at our thighs. When ready, take an inhale and begin to rise up, lifting your knees off of the mat. You're on the ball and toes of your feet. Your tailbone flows towards the ceiling. And with your knees straight, guide your heels to lower towards the mat, and it's okay if they don't touch the mat. You might notice that your heels are a little lower, all right? So the more we flow through these yoga postures, the more flexible the body becomes, the stronger the body becomes. We're going to do a full inhalation and a complete exhalation. We're connecting with the texture of the breath, noticing how the breath creates coolness in the nostrils as it enters the body. Noticing how the breath affects the chest with the rise and fall of the chest. From here, let's take a breath, and we're going to soften the knees as we exhale. And we're going to gently place our knees on our mat and then point our toes. We'll guide our glutes towards our heels. The navel is flowing inward. Walk the fingers away from the body. Reconnect with your child's pose. Full inhalation, complete exhalation. Be mindful of how your heart is beating, the sound of the breath, and the rhythm of your heart. From here, we're going to take a breath and we're going to press the palms into our mat and begin to rise up and lift the glutes up, flowing back to an all fours position. And from here, we can flow to a dolphin pose again. So let's slide the palms forward, begin to bend the elbows. Notice how your elbows are directly below your shoulders. Look at your body, check your alignment, and adjust accordingly. From here, we're going to bring our chin towards our collarbone, flex the toe prints onto our mat, and now we're going to rise up to we're going to rise up and lift the knees off of the mat, and we'll be in dolphin pose again. Now this time, we can engage the core a little bit. So let's focus on our left knee. We're going to take a breath and we're going to guide the left knee to bend and flow towards the chest. So take a breath, guide that knee to rise and bring it towards your chest. So in this inverted posture, we're engaging the core a little more. We're engaging the hips and also activating muscles in the legs as we bend the knee. We're taking great care of our bodies, guiding oxygen-rich blood to the brain at the same time. On our exhale, let's guide that foot to lower back, reconnect with your dolphin pose. And now we'll focus on opposite knee. Guide the opposite knee to bend. Let's breathe. The knee flows towards the chest. And this is very good for the abdominal wall. It's good for pelvic floor. So many benefits as we increase range of motion in the hips at the same time, strengthening the arms and shoulders. On our exhale, let's release the foot, guide it back to the mat, and we'll guide the knees to bend. Gently place your knees on your mat, point your toes, pull your belly in, walk your hands away from your body. Allow your forehead to rest on your mat. And if you have your arms in the stacking position, your forehead is resting on your arms. So let your breath be fluid and connect with the pulsing of the heart. Notice that vibration. Breathe into the vibration of your beating heart. As gravity is lengthening and strengthening our spine. We're doing a wonderful job of caring for our bodies right now, promoting clarity, helping to reduce any tension or stress that might be harboring in our neck and shoulders. From here, we'll take a breath, and we're going to press the palms into the mat and flow to an all fours position. Excellent flow. From here, we'll take a breath and we can guide the ankles to cross. So we have our ankles crossing. We're going to bring our right knee to the right edge of the mat. Keep your knee on your mat for cushion. And now opposite knee extends outward. And we begin to guide our glutes towards our heels. Walk your hands outward. Let the weight of the body flow back. And you're going to flow back to the easy pose. The pose that we started in. Cross-legged position. Our heart is lifted.
If you want more energy, have your palms face up. If you want to feel more relaxed, have your palms face down. Be sure to keep your heart lifted and your low jaw relaxed. This is great for improving posture, great for allowing gravity to open our hips for us. Awesome flow. From here, we'll take a breath, guide the arms to extend, lift the knees, uncross the ankles. So now we're going to flow through another sequence of inverted postures. We'll start with knees bending and the arms at a parallel position. From here, we'll guide the knees to rise. The feet lift off of the floor. We're going to cross our ankles. This is good for engaging abdominal wall. Now we lift our heart and fill our lungs. And on the exhale, we're going to guide the low back towards the mat. One vertebrae at a time. The knees flow towards the chest. And then we uncross the ankles, lower the arms, straightening the knees. Palms are facing your mat. Your arms are touching your body. You're straightening the knees and the feet are flexing. And this is a staff pose, but we're lying on our back, just another perspective. So this is another wonderful way to allow blood to flow into the head while having the feet lifted. So the feet are over the hips. So the blood flow is coming downward. And also another benefit is that if you have conditions such as spider veins, varicose veins, by having the feet lifted like this, it helps alleviate some of the symptoms of those conditions. So we're lying on our back, the spine is nice and long, and the breath is full and deep. From here, we'll allow the knees to soften and flow to bending. Take your time, don't rush. Guide the soles of your feet back onto your mat. From here, we can walk the feet a little closer to our backside. And on an inhale, we're going to lift the glutes up. So take a breath, lift your glutes up. And as you lift your glutes up, you can walk your feet a little closer towards your backside. See how that feels? And you're actively squeezing your glutes. Noticing how the hips rise higher as you squeeze your glutes. This is another inverted posture, and this is a bridge pose. So again, the blood is flowing towards the brain, the hips are lifted, the glutes are activated. So this is a wonderful way to engage the core as we promote increased oxygen levels within the body with each breath. We're being so gentle and kind to our bodies right now. Let's take another cleansing breath. On our exhale, we're going to focus on the upper vertebrae of the spine, just between the shoulder blades. So let's take another breath, and as we exhale, slowly lower the upper vertebrae of the spine onto your mat. Guide your navel to pull inward and go slow. The slower the better. Ultimately, your tailbone will connect with the mat. When it does, take a breath and lift your knees towards your chest. Awesome flow. Let's lift the feet up. Bend the elbows. Wrap the arms around the thighs. Pull your belly in and give your thighs a loving hug. Full inhalation, complete exhalation. A wonderful way
to engage the muscles in the arms, shoulders, legs, all at the same time. From here, we can release where we're holding our legs. Guide the hands to cover the kneecap. Take another breath. And as we exhale, guide your knees to flow in a circle. So take your time. You can make a big circle. You can make a little circle. Just breathe and circle your knees. And what we're doing is we're getting a low back massage. Very good for the lumbar region of the back. So good for the hips as well. From here, let's circle opposite direction. Breathe deep. We want to make sure we're balanced, so we want to make sure we do circles in both directions as we breathe deeply. Awesome flow. From here, we'll allow the knees and body to be still. Release the kneecaps, guide the soles of the feet onto the mat. And from here, we can extend the legs and make sure that we're nice and straight on our mat. Shoulders relaxed away from ears. The spine is straight. Arms relaxing at your side. And then just close your eyes and we'll flow through our final yoga posture, which is called the Shavasana. So in Shavasana, we have our eyes closed. And this is the time we really go within ourselves, focusing on breath and heart, just having all thoughts on the flow of breath and beating of the heart. So we follow our breath in through our nostrils, and we notice how the breath flows into the back of the throat, and the breath travels into the lungs, causing the chest to rise. And we're mindful to get as much air as we can inside the lungs. When we reach the top of the breath, we pause and we connect with that vibration of the heart and release the breath, release. Guide the body to soften and relax. And we continue to breathe slow, to breathe long, and to breathe deep. We're also mindful of how the chest is beating in the heart, listening to the heart, connecting with the vibration and our heart energy. From here, we guide our focus to our feet. We're going to begin to wiggle our toes back and forth. The breath will guide the feet to move so we can engage our ankles, guide the feet to make circles. We'll squeeze the kneecaps, release. Squeeze the thigh muscles, release. Squeeze the glutes, release. Continue to breathe deep and allow the fingers to bend and straighten. Your breath guides movement to the hands as you circle your wrist. From here, we're going to lift the shoulders up towards the ceiling, and on the exhale, lower the shoulder blades back onto our mat. We'll focus on facial muscles, moving the lips around the teeth, wiggling the nose, lifting the eyebrows, blinking the eyes open. From here, the breath guides the knees to bend. The soles of the feet will connect with our mat. We'll take a deep breath. And as we exhale, your knees will flow towards the front of the room. Turn your body on its side. Your arm closest to your mat creates a pillow for your head, and you'll guide your body to a fetal position on its side. Let's breathe a little deeper. And as we exhale, we'll guide the palms to flow towards the space in front of the chest. Place your hands on your mat, and as you exhale, gently, slowly press the body upward. Don't rush, take your time. Guide yourself to any comfortable seated position. Relax your arms on your legs or even at your side. Lift your heart and notice how you're feeling at this present moment in time. From here, we allow the arms to extend outward and rise overhead. We'll rotate the arms in, guide them closer. Our palms touch, soften elbows. Keep breathing, and the elbows are bending, and we're going to flow to heart center. When you connect with your heart center, take a deep breath. And as you exhale, release and fold forward. Let's remember to be kind to others, to be kind to ourselves, and to be gentle to our bodies. The light in me bows down to the light in you. Namaste. Thank you. Thank you. So I hope everyone enjoyed this yoga flow to increase alertness and promote clarity. Also, I want to invite and encourage you to subscribe and like so you can come back for more videos. I post videos on a regular basis, and I look forward to practicing with you again soon. Have a wonderful day. Bye.